Broadhead told us that domestic violence rates have decreased since the pandemic began almost a year ago. But with the isolation the pandemic insists, it makes it difficult for law enforcement and others around the victim to see the critical signs. When using a fire extinguisher, remember pass. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, squeeze the trigger, and sweep from side to side. Eagle News reached out to the Loeffler campaign to do an on-camera interview and speak directly to college students about why students like us should vote for her.
365 days ago, March 11th, 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as a global pandemic. 2 days later, then President Donald Trump declared COVID a national emergency and America shut down. Emails from Georgia Southern officials document the uncertainty coronavirus presented. Now, 1 year later, Georgia Southern officials are organizing vaccine point of dispensing sites on the Statesboro and Armstrong campuses.
Our space here and at the Armstrong campus in Savannah allows us to have an opportunity to vaccinate as many people as possible in as short a time as possible.
Hundreds packed the Paulson Stadium parking lot Wednesday. In total, university officials vaccinated 250 faculty, staff, and students who met the current requirements, also known as 1A+, as prescribed by the Georgia Department of Public Health.
Once I knew this was offered for me as a medical professional, I was like, yes, I'm going for it.
Marissa Villafuerte, a graduate student studying exercise science, received her second dose and thought the process went well.
I've heard from family members that they're in line for 3 hours waiting for this. And, you know, the first time I got through here, it was like 15 minutes maybe. This time, a little bit longer, but nothing near 3 hours.
The increased wait time is due to the increase in volume. During the first distribution, the university vaccinated 80 in the campus community. This time, Georgia Southern vaccinated more than triple the amount of people.
We want to be part of the solution. We want to be ready at any opportunity when we can help out both our internal and our external communities. And delivering vaccines, getting those shots in arms is one way that we can aid with getting us back to quote-unquote normal.
It's coming. Alrighty.
Villafuerte is thankful for the gift Georgia Southern has now given her.
At this point, with everything going on, it's just incredible to have the opportunity to get this done so that I do have the opportunity to maybe take my mask off soon, to be around people, to be with my family, to go around my grandma who has cancer and that kind of stuff. To be able to do that, it's incredible.
Every minute, according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, an average of 20 people experience physical violence from their partner. That adds up to more than 10 million victims per year. Last year in Statesboro, there were 2 domestic violence homicides. With hopes of educating teens about the dangers of domestic abuse, Statesboro Police Chief Mike Broadhead published his cell phone number to the department's Facebook page for any and all to use.
And so this is just another way to try to reach out to a group of people that we don't typically interact with on a regular basis and let them know that we're accessible, that I personally am accessible, particularly around an issue like this where people really need some help getting educated, getting some understanding.
Nationally, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience domestic violence. Broadhead told us that domestic violence rates have decreased since the pandemic began almost a year ago. But with the isolation the pandemic insists, it makes it difficult for law enforcement and others around the victim to see the critical signs.
Say you're the victim of domestic violence, you know, your friends that you go to work with and see every day, they can see changes in your behavior. But if you're not going to work every day, then your safety net's gone, and you're no longer seeing that.
According to Broadhead, some of those signs include offenders isolating their partner from their friends, controlling their partner's location, phone, or other communication. Many students living on their own for the first time, like freshman theater major Tamia Jennings, are comforted knowing they can now contact Chief Broadhead directly.
I guess it may not be the most comfortable at first, but I think it's still something that's pretty good to give people the option to be able to call somebody, have somebody immediate, and without really the other person really knowing.
While Broadhead hasn't received any text just yet, he believes education is the key to stopping domestic violence.
So if I can do nothing more than inspire people to understand that teen dating violence is a problem, then we're ahead.